Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me today. This is my weekly Q&A videos that comes out every single Monday, and I'm answering people's questions from last Q&A Monday. Any questions any of you have, please go down below in the description box, ask me anything you want, and I'll answer them next Monday in the next Q&A video. I want to welcome new subscribers. Hello, and thank you for subscribing to this channel. I appreciate your support and helping me do what I'm doing here. Please, if you're trying to recover from emotional abuse, learn by asking questions. And if I can help you figure anything out and offer any kind of solace, any information that can benefit you, if you think so, please ask me questions, okay? And just keep asking until you are learning, until you really understand what happened. So what I'm doing here is I'm a life coach, and I'm helping people by offering information, assisting people in recovering and healing from emotional abuse. So the best way to do that is really, truly understanding what happened and talking about it. So I hope that I can help a little bit and offer something here for you guys to do that. Something I like to do is recommend something every week to you guys, whether it be videos to watch, books to read, supplements to take, somebody else to follow. Here in America, this week is our national holiday. It's Thanksgiving. And without describing exactly what it is, it's just a time of year that we give thanks and reflect on the entire year and give thanks to the things that we're thankful for. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you want to heal and recover from this stuff, it's all attitude. When people tell me they're never going to heal, I know they're never going to heal. When people say I'm going to heal from this, then they're going to. It's that simple, okay? So we need to have a good, positive, healthy attitude. It is everything, okay? My suggestion this week, even though Thanksgiving is a national holiday for the United States, every one of you in the world, put right in front of you and be very aware of what you are thankful for, okay? Be thankful for something too, okay? If you sit there and say, I have nothing to be thankful for, then you have nothing to be thankful for. If you have stuff to be thankful for, then you have things to be thankful for, and give it, okay? So I'm very thankful that I met my real mother and other members of my family this year. It's awesome, amazing. You know, I grew up most of my life, or not grew up, but most of my life, I haven't had much family in my life. So to find my real family, I'm very thankful, very. And I mean, you guys can use that as an example. I was adopted, and I could, you know, be miserable and negative, and I've seen so many people that have been adopted with that attitude of I'll never be happy, and I'll never find my family, or I'll never be able to relate to anybody that's not genetically linked to me or my family. And it's just not true. It's your attitude, okay? And I never felt that way before I found them. I felt positive and grateful and thankful always, and I found them, and it's just amazing. So I'm thankful that I have this YouTube channel. I'm thankful that the information and that I offer and the work and the time that I give is helping people. And I'm thankful that you guys tell me that I've helped you. I'm very thankful that you guys support me and assist me and help me do what I'm doing by helping other people. By, you know, you guys are liking my stuff and asking me questions, supporting me. You guys are sharing and promoting me and subscribing to my channel. So thank you, all of you, very much. Thank you. I'm very committed to what I'm doing here. When I started almost 4 years ago, and I've made over 500 videos. I'm very committed, and I'm very invested, and I really want this information to be able to reach everybody that needs it, okay? So thank you so much for helping me and supporting me, and thank you for sharing your own life with me. You guys talk about so many things down in the comment section, and you offer so much of your own experiences, your own heartache and your own sorrow and all of your emotions, and you share it for other people to read it, and so much of it is so inspirational. It's just a wonderful thing what is created here and what you guys are keeping going. So I'm very thankful, very thankful. And I highly recommend all of you this week, be thankful for something and give that thanks. Give a gift. Show people you're thankful. Tell them thank you. Okay? That's my recommendation. It's a huge thing. So let's get started with the questions. Now that that's behind us. First one is from Snowy in Ohio. And I wonder if it's snowy there already. Thank you. You're welcome. As always, you help me to see things clearly. Well, thank you for telling me. Could you please discuss more about BPD comorbid with NPD? My husband can be so controlling, doesn't believe and doesn't want to go to a therapist. Impulsive anger, like yelling, slam the door, but can also appear so fragile, like crying, think that I don't love him. My therapist says he is abusive and I'm confused and feel guilty. And I shortened up your question a little bit, Snowy. So a few things going on here. For you guys who know me, you should know what I want to point out or what jumps out at me. Okay, so first of all, your question. You want me to discuss more about the comorbidity of two different personality disorders. And I just got to say that that's extremely rare. It's not impossible. I tell you guys all the time that somebody who has a personality disorder will have other disorders in their life. And they could even have another personality disorder, but it's rare. So, something you guys need to understand is all of these traits in these personality disorders, they overlap and share a lot of the same traits, okay? So that's why you have to realize that these things are like spectrums and we're all on it, and you have to have this much to be disordered. So people that already have a disorder, somebody that's already has narcissistic personality disorder is going to share many traits of borderline, of antisocial, of maybe even schizoid, maybe even schizotypal. I'm serious. So it's just there. You got to see that and understand that you're not healthy. You're not emotionally sound and stable and healthy if you have a personality disorder. So you're going to have all kinds of different traits. You're going to be higher on the spectrum maybe than other people that don't have a personality disorder. I hope that makes sense. Keep asking me questions if it does not. Now, I made a video just 2 weeks ago with Nova. I make videos with her every 2 weeks. She's a therapist in Australia. And the last video we just made is just about this, the differences between NPD and BPD. I highly recommend you watch that because we talk about it for like an hour and a half. So there's a lot of information in there. What's important to know is let's take a trait of one of these disorders, and that's lacking empathy. Narcissistic personality disorder, one of the 9 traits is lacking empathy. That's not one of the diagnostic traits for borderline. However, someone with borderline could totally lack empathy. Do you see that? It doesn't mean they're also a narcissist, because they may not have the 5 out of 9 criteria. They may not still meet that criteria. Although they lack empathy, they may not have the other criteria. I got it right here in front of me. So a borderline, one of the 9 criterias, and you need 5 out of the 9. One of them is not lacking empathy. But a borderline could still lack empathy. But they don't put themselves in self-importance, and they don't have total entitlement and selfishness in relationships, or always suspicious of other people. They're not always, they're not arrogant and judgmental. They're not, you know what I mean? So they don't have all these, they don't fit the criteria. They don't meet all 5, at least 5, to have narcissism. But they're going to probably, I mean, it's almost, you know, I don't have a personality disorder, but somebody who has borderline personality disorder is just bound to have more narcissistic traits than me. I hope that clarifies that. And also try to realize that lacking empathy is so open for argument that, I mean, there's different kinds of empathy. Also, someone with borderline personality disorder can sometimes look like they have empathy and sometimes totally look like they don't. But we realize that they actually do have empathy for people. But sometimes they look like the coldest son of a bitches you've ever met. It doesn't mean that they totally lack empathy, but they lack some. It's a spectrum. All of this stuff is spectrum. Borderline personality disorder will relate, they'll identify with your emotions, and that's what they're trying to do. They don't identify with anything. They have identity disturbance, real unstable sense of who they are. So they're looking to identify with people all the time, and they try and identify with these really, really unregulated, high emotions, real excitement, and they find you and they get you excited. Both of you are just so excited. Now they identify with you, and they feel like the most empathetic people in the world. And then all of a sudden, you guys have totally different emotions. They don't identify with you anymore, and it's like you don't exist. That's how they feel. Now, they may still have empathy, but since they don't identify with you, it appears that they don't. It's complicated. Hope that makes sense. But keep asking me questions, okay? Please. You got to, guys, need to try to understand most of this stuff. So keep asking me questions. Next one's from Nessa, United Kingdom. Hello, Nessa. On a comment I made regarding empathy being taught in schools, what are your thoughts? I mean, totally. This is just common sense. Our school system seems to be still on a program that was invented who knows when. I'm going to say post-World War II, which ended in the 1940s. It seems that, I wouldn't doubt it, honestly, if the curriculum is not much different now to the 50s. I mean, you got your arithmetic, you got your science, you got your history, right? When I was in high school, I took a volunteer cooking class. Now, God, that just seems so much more useful, right? And I love history, and we need to know history. I'm not saying we need to not study these other subjects or in place of. We need to know arithmetic. We need to understand science. We need to definitely know our history. And other subjects were taught, you know, reading. And it doesn't mean we can't add more subject matter. It doesn't mean that we can't just spend half the time on these things and the other half on the things that will really apply to us, right? When we leave our homes. I just, you know, I've seen so many parents do everything for the child. They'll cook, they'll clean, they'll do the laundry. They won't force them to study much and stuff like this, right? All the way up into high school. And then they send them off to college into another state. And they know nothing. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to do laundry. They don't know how to study very well. I mean, just set them up for failure. Why can't men and women go in the world and know how to sew, know how to cook, know how to clean, know how to emotionally navigate their world, know how to have successful relationships, know how to ask for what they need, know how to supply themselves for what they want and need, know how to apologize, huh? Know how to apologize right there, right? I mean, this might be just my opinion. I believe the most important thing on this planet is having emotional security in your relationships with other people. That's what I think is the most important thing to human beings, it seems to be. Love. Can't say love because it's not important to everybody. But I've noticed emotional security is. It's important to everyone. And that we have relationships with people and that we know that they have our back and that we're confident that they have our back and they won't hurt us and they'll be there for us. That seems to be number one. And because we know that other people and relationships are the most important to us, we know that emotional needs are more important than physical needs. We place that importance. So if that's the most important thing to us, why aren't we teaching this in school? Why aren't we telling children what's wrong? What's bad? I mean, honestly, in child rearing, hey, if your parents fight and scream, that's wrong and bad. I've never been told that growing up. We should know about financial problems, health problems, addictions. Shouldn't see these things. These are all bad, right? Gaslighting, lying, hitting, name calling. We need to drill it to children so at least they know it's wrong. I have to point out to almost all my clients what went wrong in their childhood, in their family life. And once I point it out, they're like, God, why didn't I see that? There's no contrast. There's nothing there telling you it's wrong. It's our normal. And everyone had a normal childhood. Thanks, Nessa. It's beautiful, and it's actually, I have ideas and plans set to hopefully I start getting it in schools. I know it is taught in some schools in this world, empathy and stuff like this. Emotional responsibility is taught in some schools in this world, but it's not enough. Kit, originally from North America, living in Southeast Asia. Hello, Kit. I'm asking this question because it's hard to find a therapist that is knowledgeable about borderline personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder in this part of the world. My narcissistic mother and your narcissistic mother and your golden child, older narcissistic brother have cooked for you and done your laundry well into your 30s for you. They criticized you every time you were in the kitchen and doing your laundry, and now you feel stress and anxiety, and your body tightens up every time you go in the kitchen or you're doing your laundry. How do I heal and relax while in the kitchen or doing laundry? So, some things I noticed. Some things I noticed is you said you don't need to have therapists that know borderline and narcissism. You can just tell them what they used to do to you. So what this is, okay, so you're in your 40s now and they did this well into your 30s. So what I'm guessing is you haven't been doing this very long for yourself, right? And that's it. I promise no matter what, you'll feel better about this in another 10, 20 years, right? Just to be extreme, to show that you're going to have to do this stuff yourself or get someone to do it, and eventually you'll be okay with it because this is just your experience, okay? This is 30-something years of having bad experience every day for 30-something years. And now here we are doing it ourselves, and you're scared someone's going to do it. You're so used to that programming, right? So that reinforcement. When we have bad experiences doing something, our brain tells us no matter what, it's going to be very bad. It's going to keep being bad. The next time we do it will be bad. Period. If you slap someone's hand every time they reach for something, it doesn't take long before they'll stop reaching for it. I mean, they know they're going to get slapped. So we need good experiences. We need to keep doing this, and with nobody there doing that to you until it feels better. Okay? That's it. And it's going to suck maybe. But so here's what we do. In an ideal environment, ideally, let's say we take you out of your whole life and put you in a bubble or like an inpatient hospital treatment center, right? And we're gonna do things for you. We're still gonna do your laundry, and we're gonna do your laundry and do all the dishes and cook and clean for you. It's all gonna be done for you. But we're encouraging you to do it yourself. And when you try it, we're going to go, yay, and encourage you, all right. And you're going to have a good experience every time you do it from now on. And you're going to gain some courage. You're going to gain some confidence. Sorry, I meant confidence. Courage we can give someone, but we can't give someone confidence. Confidence comes from experience. That's why children are not confident. We can encourage our children. We can give them courage. We can't give them confidence. They need to have positive experience for confidence. Do you see that, kid? You see that if we could ideally take you away from your life and now put your life on pause, and we're just going to put you in a nice room and we're just going to take care of you. And then whenever you feel like doing it yourself, we're going to cheer you on. We're going to have a team kit, and we're going to have cheerleaders and stuff like this, and a coach and a megaphone, and we're going to dance, and we're going to have, slave, yeah, kid. Let's do it. Kick and do it. And then when you do your laundry, we're going to cheer you on. Like, oh, you're so good at it. Good job. I mean, do you see that? That would help. Obviously, we can't put our whole life on hold to do this. Well, if you can, that'd be great. But we can't. So we still have to keep doing our laundry. So why don't you make it a great positive experience, kid? Right? I had a client the other night say, I just had a horrible day today. And I'm like, what are you doing now? She said, I'm doing this part of my job that I just hate. And because everyone's telling me how wrong it is, how bad I am. Oh, God. And I said, then why are we doing this? Well, I has to get it done. Said, no, you're going to put it down. You're going to put it away. And we're going to make ourselves feel all better. And if we feel better, we're going to go back to do that as we feel better. So let's only do our laundry and cook when we feel good about it. If we had a really bad time and we just had something bad happen to us and we feel anxious and upset, let's not do that stuff right now, right? Let's get ourselves all picked up. What makes Kit feel good? Kit, regulate yourself, soothe yourself, find something funny, something great, and then go do those things during that time when you feel really good about it. Maybe reward yourself after you do it. So we're going to do laundry, a load of laundry, and then I'm going to give myself something I really like as a reward and tell myself, good job. Maybe I'm going to get a calendar and I got to cook for myself or do a load of laundry every single day for 30 days and put a gold star on that day or day. I'm just giving you suggestions. But what you need is just positive experience. After some time, after things that turn out okay, your brain will be okay. But also realize, Kit, that you may have some deep underlying emotional issues that you need to address and heal from with the relationship you have with your brother and your mother. Okay? That's typically why we have triggers. We're not healed. Okay? I wanted to go back to the first person. There's something I left out with Snowy in Ohio. And you wrote, and I forgot to say this. I wanted to. You said that he's your husband and you think he's borderline and your therapist says he's abusing you. This can't go on. I just want to make it clear, if you don't know this already, is we can't be married to people with personality disorders. They need to fix that first if they can. Okay? It's never going to work. You're upset now and it's not going to get better, and people can't, cure themselves of their personality disorders while they're married in relationships with you. You're going to suffer. It won't work. He needs to focus on himself. Okay? So I just wanted to say that. If your therapist is telling you that he's abusing you, good. What I would say is he's not allowed to anymore. What are we going to do about it? Because something I don't do with my clients is hold their hand during abuse. I don't do that. I wait outside the door. And when they're done with the abuse, they can turn the doorknob, open the door, walk outside and shut the door, and then I'm there to help them. Okay? I understand not everybody's like me, therapists and stuff like that, but I don't do that. So I hope that you separate yourself from this person who's abusing you. Okay? I just wanted to get that out. Thanks. Next question is from Anne. I don't know where you're from, and that leaves me. Please leave your locations, guys. Location. Tell us where you're at. Hemisphere, state, country, city, whatever. Just tell us where you're at, okay? Anne asks, how can you out a groomer for their behavior? I'm needing to find a way so I can stop him assaulting anyone else. And I want to tell you that I've been there. I know this feeling. I'm not going to say I know exactly how you feel. I'm not going to say I know what you've been through, any of that stuff, Anne. What I'm going to say is no matter what this person's done to you, no matter what, you need to take care of you, not other people. And this is something that we have in our brains after we come out of these relationships, is because if we are going to be with an abuser, then we aren't taking care of ourselves. And we continue to do that afterwards. We continue to focus on our abuser. We continue to focus on other people, other victims. And we have to focus on us. You need to take care of yourself, Anne. Okay? I don't know how else to say that. There is no way to out people. And that is attacking people. That is harassing people. And it's still illegal. And in my opinion, it's still immoral to do to any human being. Because I have someone that's claiming the same thing. They've been doing this to me for 2 years. And they say, oh, I'm a hero. I'm outing him. Yeah, so their opinion, you know, they can go have their opinion of me, and they get to use that 50 videos, 2 years of massive attack on me, and they just get to say, I'm outing him, I'm outing him, I'm outing him. Yeah, you're outing yourself. This is toxic, aggressive assault, and it's not okay, and it's illegal. So you don't want him assaulting other people, then you shouldn't assault him. And that's what that is. That's going around telling people that he's this horrible monster and he's going to hurt you and all this stuff. We can't do that. We can't do that to people. Two-word definition for harassment: unwanted attention. And going around telling other people stuff about you is unwanted attention. Try to understand, Anne, that try to find the reasons this happened. Okay? And it's not just because he's such a bad person. It's also because you didn't know how to protect yourself. And so what you're trying to do is trying to protect other people when the only people that will fall prey to this stuff don't know how to protect themselves. And that's what they need to learn. And you will never do that by just telling them, watch out, he's bad. I've done this a million times to people and said, this isn't going to work out. This is bad. You watch out. And it's just all codependent behavior. People need to be responsible for themselves. People need to depend on themselves and learn how to do that. And I'm telling you, healthy people will not fall prey to him. It just doesn't happen. I do not have any extremely healthy clients that had great, wonderful, loving, caring, nurturing childhood. None. Because the people that had nurturing, caring, loving childhoods, they don't fall prey to victims like this. I mean, to predators like this. Okay? So, you need to learn why this happened so you can fix the things you need to fix. Learn how to protect yourself in the future. That's all you need to worry about. His future victims need to learn that too, but guess how they're going to learn? Not from you telling them. They're going to learn from him hurting them. And it's sad, but their parents didn't teach them, so they have to learn that way. All right, where are we here in time? Let's do one more. Kayla from Alabama. Hello, Kayla. Hey, David. Thank you for the thank you for the content. You're welcome. What is it about the narcissist that makes us think it's us? Good question. There is so much psychology into this, and so many of my videos talk about this, so I can't talk about all of it. So there's different aspects of this. And this is about emotional responsibility. That's what it really comes down to. Okay, Kayla, is our parents, all of our parents need to teach us, parents need to teach children how for them to be emotionally responsible for themselves and not other people. Okay, what happens, the sad thing that happens with victims and even narcissists, is the parents don't teach the children to be emotionally responsible for themselves. They teach the child to be emotionally responsible for other people. That's why we take care of our siblings. That's why we comfort and reassure our mother or father. That's why we focus on how they feel. That's how we know how they feel and what emotion they're experiencing right away. Parents go into marriage with voids, and then they have children, and their emotional attention is on their own void, not on their children. We teach children how to be responsible and take care of themselves emotionally by teaching them to focus on their emotions, by teaching them to focus on what their body is doing. But parents that have voids tend to focus on what their body is doing. And so the focus now goes from the child to the parent. And that's where the child's focus goes to. The child's focus now goes to the parent. Okay? And the child believes that they're responsible for other people's emotion. You've been in a relationship with a narcissist who is totally irresponsible, not responsible at all for their emotion. They make other people responsible for that. You were taught to be responsible for other people's emotions. So you were in a relationship with someone where you assumed responsibility. Now that it's over, you still feel responsible. The relationship was bad. It was toxic. You feel responsible. Narcissistic personality disorder. I'll just read the traits because this is what was in your relationship. So if you feel responsible, you're going to feel like you are the one that has these things. Lacking empathy, self-importance, entitlement, selfishness, suspicious, need for attention, arrogant, judgmental attitude, insisting only a few understand you, fantasies of grandeur. This was in your relationship, a lot of this, right? If they're a narcissist, at least 5 of these things are what they have. It's what they do. So they're doing this in your relationship, and you assumed responsibility for this relationship. So it was bad, and it failed, and it's your fault. You sit there and focus on what you could have done better instead of realizing that they had a personality disorder, and it never would have worked. That they didn't assume responsibility for how they felt, and they didn't take accountability for what they've done. You did. You've taken it all. So you are afraid that you're the narcissist. This all comes from emotional neglect from your parents. They neglected to teach you these things. And they could have been really nice and given you all the clothes and food you needed and all that crap. And you think that everything was perfect in my childhood, but you don't know what you missed. You can't know what you missed in childhood. You can't. Not emotionally. Physically, if your parents never got you clothes, it's pretty obvious. All the other children had clothes, I didn't. If you didn't get food, I didn't get fed. I didn't have lunch a lot when I was a kid. I go to school, no lunch. Pretty freaking obvious. I'm the only one not with lunch. Right? I didn't get love either. I didn't know that. Didn't know that one. Took me till my 40 years old to know I didn't get love. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Thank you, guys. That's the end of part 1. Please, please, please stay tuned for part 2. Please help me do what I'm doing here. Supporting me a little bit. Just push a couple buttons, guys. This stuff is making people kill themselves every day. People are committing suicide every day. And if you guys want to help that, if you guys want to help society get better, if you want to help avoid narcissistic abuse, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up or down. Comment, ask me questions, share this everywhere you can. Thanks, guys. Love yourself first. I'll see you in part